All right. How is everybody doing today? Today is our 42nd Town Hall. It's an amazing day today. Again, as always, a lot is always traveling out there, giving and testing out Evmux in the real world to give us an idea of how that platform actually works. So super excited for today. We have a great topic. As always, if it's your first time here, we always like to dive in and talk about what it is that we're talking about today. Today, we're going to break down the difference between projects and sessions so you understand how to utilize them, how they actually function, and how you can improve your workflow once you understand how they're utilized. And then we'll demo it. and then dive straight into Q&A questions, which is our favorite part. So if you're first time here, feel free to ask questions throughout the whole town hall, and then we'll address them in the order they're received. So Alad, how are you doing? Let us know where you at in the world, man.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm in Lisbon for the first time of my life. Anthony, I think you need to take off the ticker. Anthony is
Let's go.
not used to be the
Let's go.
producer.
Let's go.
Usually it's me, but now because the internet here is very, very
Yeah,
bad, Anthony is going to produce and I'll be a guest only. It's really cool to be a guest. I
be a
understand
guest.
why you like it.
Uh,
So yeah, I'm in Lisbon. A lot of events happening here. For those who don't know, the Web Summit, which is maybe the largest event for web applications and websites and products and whatever. More than 70,000 people are here. And also there is a big event for Solana, the cryptocurrency coin. Also big event of about 10,000 people developing
yeah.
blockchain technologies and very, very cool stuff. So we are here providing our solutions to those events. And yeah, super excited, and I'm not missing a town hall whatsoever.
I know,
Um,
right?
so I'm here from my hotel room. I left the event just to come to the hotel room and provide to be here in the town hall with you because, as you all know, I'm waiting it for the whole week. And yeah, it's afternoon here, 5 p.m. in Lisbon.
Nice.
And yeah, happy to be here. So thank you everyone for joining. Anthony, how was
Yeah.
your week?
Week was good, man, and I think it shows a lot to showcase that you made a promise in the beginning that you would never miss the town hall, if possible, and you haven't. Here we are, 42 strong, and I think I missed one because I was away. But then other than that, you've been here every single time. So again, super happy for having you here. The week has been going good. Again, just a lot of planning, a lot of things going on for us here. Getting ready for our live booster event that's going to kick off in January. Been creating a lot of content to be able to help and educate others as well. And then here shortly, I don't know if you want to discuss it, but we're going to start doing some onboarding trainings as well, that we'll start releasing, a few times a month to be able to bring in new users and do kind of like an Evmux walkthrough and onboarding, have some questions. So that way we can try to kind of speed up the learning curve for you inside of Evmux by giving you direct attention and giving you a full walkthrough of how to utilize the platform. So hopefully you can get started a lot quicker. And then of course we always have the tutorial videos. But again, it's just been great to just continue to learn, continue to be connected to the community, and to be here again, teaching and trying to help people understand the platform as best as possible. So we're really, really excited about that. So a lot of announcements coming up here in the next few weeks. Really excited about that. But let's dive into the topic for today. So we're talking about projects and sessions, right? There's been a big discussion throughout the community of like, hey, what are projects? What are sessions? How are they utilized? So let's talk about a lot. Why was it that it was created in that scenario? Why were projects and sessions a key component to kind of helping EVMux stand out?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's a huge subject because there are a lot of different types, let's call it, of content creators. Okay, there are those like even like us that we are going weekly with the same kind of show. Like we have our show, the town hall, we go live once a week, and for that, basically, we don't need project sessions, stuff like that. We basically have one project, one session that we are using again and again and again in our as a town hall, as a weekly live streaming, and that's pretty much it. So EVMux is very good for that. It just allows so much more that we don't really utilize and we don't really leverage for our weekly live streaming. And that's why for a lot of people, they're seeing something that they can do and they're like, okay, how can I leverage it? I didn't expect that. Okay, cool. How how do I leverage it? And I understand that and I respect that. So we are trying to educate people, and we also uploaded a new video, I think, this week explaining that. And for a lot of content creators, it is a game changer. The ability to create projects and to create sessions within the projects. Think about it, if you are a content creator that you are providing services to clients, okay? Then you can create a project per client. If you're an event producer and you have multiple sessions within an event, like it's a full day, fully packed agenda, like we're going to do in Live Booster, for example. if in Evmux we won't be able to create different sessions and stuff like that, it would be extremely hard to make it happen. Okay, because it will be just one long stream and very, very hard to manage that way. Having sessions really makes it easy to manage these kind of things. So it's just, if I think about it, projects and sessions and stuff like that really helps you, if you need, it really helps you to manage your content way, way easier. Okay? And also another thing really worth mentioning, although you can have multiple projects, multiple sessions, it doesn't mean you use one session one time. You can use the same session again and again and again, so your broadcasting channels will be there already. And your assets and themes and layouts, everything will be there already, like we do in the town halls. We use the same session again and again. We just change here and there small tweaks, like we upload another video as a demo and we change the topic. That's it. It takes us maybe 2 minutes, and then we are ready again to go live. The broadcasting channels are already there, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is. We just change the post, of course, because it's a different topic, and that's it. We go live using the same session. So really allowing you to use Evmux in the way you would like to use. And remember, we always say our approach is we don't want to limit you. So in case you need to do something complex, you can do it in Evmux. In case you do something super, super simple, you can do it in Evmux. So just enjoy it, and if something is not super clear to you, again, your feedback is super valuable, and this is what makes us to create those videos, right? So thank you for asking questions, and we are happy to share videos to educate you more in Evmux.
Yeah, I really enjoy that, and I think that the biggest, trying out some new things here. I know that I'm trying to throw you off, but one of the biggest things that I truly like about the project and sessions is the simple fact that when you think about Evmux, not only do people utilize Evmux for their own personal production, but they are remote producers that manage multiple clients, right? So having, like you said, the ability to be able to create a project and that be a specific client, it just makes things so much more easier to be able to manage, to keep things organized. And I always say that it's a way to improve your workflow, because once you understand how to utilize projects and treat them as folders and treat sessions as the files inside of that folder, it makes it super easy. So before we got some questions coming in. Keep the questions coming in 100%. So in the meantime, what we'll do is that we'll jump over here to the demo video, demoing and talking a little bit deeper about projects and sessions, and then we'll come back and start answering questions. Again, your questions do not need to be related to projects and session. It can be related to anything Evmux, even feature requests, issues you've been having. This is an opportunity to be able to connect with us directly, to talk to us and let us know what we can do to improve or how we can help you get through some hurdles that you may be facing, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into the video of demoing, and then we'll be back here shortly. In today's video, we're going to talk about the difference between projects and sessions inside of Evmux. That way you understand how projects are utilized, how sessions are utilized, and when to utilize both. So let's go ahead and dive into my Evmux account so I can break down the difference between the two. So once you're inside of your Evmux account, you're going to be in front of your dashboard. This is where you set up your projects and set up your sessions. So let's go ahead and begin with projects, since that is the first step. So here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a tab here, and if you've never created multiple projects before, you may only have one. But let's go ahead and create a new project. And this is when you create a new project, it's going to prompt you to go ahead and add a session. So really quick here, a project, treat it as a folder. So this is going to be a folder that's going to carry all of the sessions that you want related with this. So let's say, for example, I have multiple YouTube channels or multiple podcasts that I like to run. This folder or project can be called the name of that podcast or the name of that show. And then I know that all of the sessions and elements that are in that folder or project are going to be related to everything related to that business. So I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to name this Evmux, right? So this is going to be my Evmux project. So everything related to Evmux, any town hall, any live streams, any interviews that I do are going to live inside of this project. So I'm going to go ahead and select single broadcast, and I'm going to go to studio. So that's going to automatically bring me in and start an actual session. So if I come back here inside of the editor and hit back to dashboard and say yes, you're going to see here that now the project now says Evmux because that's my folder. And then you'll see here that the session is going to be the first session that we just went ahead and created. So what is the difference between projects and sessions? So project is going to be the folder, and then the sessions are going to be the individual live streams or recordings in there. So for example, this session right here, let's say that I go ahead and click on it and I want to call this session Town Hall. Okay, I'll hit save. And then I can go back to my sessions, and now I can create a new session if I would like to, and name this, let's say, interviews. Right? So I can save that there. And now what happens here is that you're going to see here that now inside of my Evmux project, I have my interview session and my town hall session. Now, one of the biggest things that gets a lot of confusion is that if you're going to be utilizing the same elements, the same run of show, the same layout that you have for your session, then you don't need to create multiple sessions. Multiple sessions are only needed if you want to be able to differentiate the difference between your interview session and what elements you have in there and your town hall sessions and what elements you have in there. Now, the beautiful thing about projects is that everything that you upload inside of this Evmux project is going to be available between all of your sessions. And what I mean by that is that when you're inside of your studio and you are adding scenes directly in here and you have layers, all of your media files that are inside of that project are going to be available regardless of the session that you utilize. Now, these elements, these media files that you've uploaded are project by project basis. So for example, if I'm in my town hall session and I upload a video talking about something related to Evmux, and then I switch over to another project, and now when I switch over to another project, that video that I uploaded in the Evmux project is not available on this Live Booster project. And the reason why I say that is because you got to treat those as folders, right? So if I put a file into one folder, that doesn't automatically mean it's going to be in the other folder unless I physically put it in there. But again, this is the difference between projects. Projects are a way for you to be able to, especially if you manage multiple shows, multiple events, and you want to keep assets separate. So if you have a podcast and you want all the assets to be for that folder, then you create a project, right? And then inside of that project is where you then start creating your session. So that is the difference between a project and a session. Your sessions are going to be the actual live streams and recordings that you're going to be doing. The sessions is what gives you access to the live stream editor to start to produce your content. And then the project is the folder or the business or the brand that you're working on for those sessions. So that is going to be the difference there. Now, if you want to learn more about how to actually utilize the live stream editor to be able to unlock the power that it has to level up the look and feel of your content, to give you fully customizations, to be able to multi-stream, go ahead and watch this video right here where I go deep into the difference between dynamic scenes and pro scenes and when to actually utilize them. Go ahead and click that video right there to watch that now. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. So I hope that has brought some clarity to you on how projects and sessions are utilized and when to utilize each other and how they actually work within each other as well. We've seen some great questions coming in, so we want to just go ahead and dive right into those questions. As always, we want to go ahead and address the people that joined us here today. As always, we had Darius, we had Lewis Jr., we had Lockie, we got Zan the Man, we got Iran, we got Dima, we got some of our Facebook users as well that unfortunately I know somebody said, why do avatars do not come through for the Facebook? So that's more of a privacy thing on Facebook. We are working on creating a way for you to be able to provide authorization to Evmux to allow your identity to be shared, so that way your profile picture is viewable. But if you do want your picture to showcase on stream and you want me to highlight it, come join us on the YouTube stream. We're more than happy to go ahead and bring you up on stage. So we have here in the basement, we have Crazy Red. We have Imagine Studios. Super excited. So let's go ahead and dive into some questions here. So our first question that came in says here from Facebook. I don't know who you are, but it says, I wish there was an option to duplicate the sessions. So if you want to address this, I know this is a request that's been asked quite frequently as well.
That's why I'm smiling.
Yeah.
We know about that 100% high requested feature, and we're working on it. It's not that easy because,
Hmm.
and the reason it takes a little bit time because think about it in a session in Evmux, you can have unlimited scenes, unlimited media files, unlimited layers, and such. So we want to make sure that when you duplicate it, everything is being duplicated
Hmm.
quickly and accurately, and no issues there.
Right.
Just one thing, you duplicate it, and there is a speaker that you are
Right.
duplicating, but this speaker is not assigned to session number two. This speaker just assigned to session number one. So we need to find the best way to tackle that. So again, no mistakes and no user error that you will do because the system is not intuitive enough. So a lot of work
Right.
there, but we're definitely working on it, and duplicate sessions will be a feature that we are releasing
Right.
pretty soon.
Yes, correct. Perfect. It says here from Facebook as well, we remote producer sounds like a great feature set, which is the projects and sessions 100%. It's a perfect feature for remote producers to have multiple clients that you need require different assets. We get a question here from Crazy Red. It says, I've been using projects and sessions and building my workflows within my sessions, but feature request. Is there a way to expose the media files within dashboard view? Currently, I have to be within a session to add a content. I think he means inside the studio.
Yeah.
This is important for me because for me and my session/show, I usually have a bunch of overlays, images, lower thirds, etc. And it's nice to have one place to upload, making it available within my sessions. It's more around building the content for my event without having to be within an actual session. Hope that makes sense. He said, no, I meant to say be in the studio to add content, not a session. All right, perfect. This is a great question. I don't know if did you want to address it a lot, or did you want me to
Yeah,
answer
for
that?
sure.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
for sure. I'll take it first. So first of all, I understand, and yeah, it's very, very. I understand why it will be useful for you. With that said, what's important to explain and make sure that we are all on the same page and understand that when you're creating multiple sessions within a project, you know what? Let me take a step back. Just make sure that again we're talking the same language here. In Evmux, you have the account level, okay, of you yourself as a user, and then you can create multiple projects, and within each project you can create multiple sessions, okay. So just again to make sure that we are talking the same language,
Hmm.
each project you can add collaborators, people to help you to manage this project, okay, per project. And then within the project, if you're adding a collaborator, they will be able to help you for all of your sessions within this project. I understand it might be a little bit confusing, but just think about it very logical, in a logical way. Account level, projects, and then sessions within this project. Each session is basically a broadcast. In each session, you can select where it will be streamed to, create your scenes, etc. Scenes in session 1 can be totally different from session 2, session 3, and also where you stream to. In session 1, you can stream to YouTube. In session 2, you can stream to Facebook. Okay, they are not related to each other. They are
Hmm.
totally different streams. But what's really nice about sessions is that within sessions within the same project, that
Hmm.
as you said, you would like to be able to just easily upload all your content, all your media files at once, let's say, and then just have it available for you in all the different sessions you are working on. So it's not in the dashboard, but in the studio. If you're working now on session number 1, you're going to media files, you're uploading your assets. Those assets will be available for you also in session 2, 3, and 4. So now you need basically to create the scenes, right? After you uploaded the assets, now you start
Hmm.
working on the scenes. So working on session 1, you will see all the assets. You're using whatever you need. It might be that there are assets you don't use in session 1, you're using only on session 2. So you can take session 1 and just
Hmm.
work on it to upload all the files, even for session 4, 3, 5, 7, whatever. Then go to session 3 and create the scenes, go to media files, and you'll see the assets there. You won't need to re-upload them. Okay, sessions, the media files within a project are
Hmm.
across sessions. Just making sure we all understand that.
Right.
So it's really easy, and the way we do that for the live booster, for example, I'm working on one session, uploading all the assets, uploading all the files. and then I'm starting to create my scenes. Okay, scenes for
Right.
session one, scenes for session two, but all the assets were uploaded from session number one, but it doesn't matter. It goes across
Right.
all the sessions.
Right. And I like that. I like that approach as well, because you can create a session and just that be your main folder, that you don't have no scenes or anything created inside of it. So just think of it like going to a Dropbox, right? There's multiple steps in Dropbox where you got to log into Dropbox. You got to select the folder you want to drop all the assets in, and you drop all those assets in there. So you create that one session inside that project, drop all your assets, and then just like Alad said, it'll be available for all your other sessions as well. It's all within the project. It's just from project to project, those assets are not available. And I think that maybe, like I said, if you're
And that
dealing with, yeah, go ahead.
that's also by definition, like it's on purpose. We don't want assets from project one to be available to project two, because it might be that project two is a whole different client, right? So no way, if I have Amazon and Google as my clients, hopefully, okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense that the assets of my first client, Amazon, will be available for my other client, Google. Okay, it just doesn't make sense. It's also confusing for me as a producer, right? If I'm going to project two and then I see assets from the other project, I might even by mistake using them. Okay?
Right.
So from these reasons, there is a separation between projects, but within the same project, you can use them across the project because it's the same client, the same event, whatever. It makes a lot of sense that the assets will be used across different sessions.
Right. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. And if you have any other questions, feel free to bring them on board here. So we got the Ward According to Fox says the support function and your accessibility is so appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in here today. We got another question from In the Basement with Next Steps in KC says, why do we have to delete sessions because of the 50 gigabyte storage, but have to buy more storage just to keep our sessions, which means we are paying more?
Okay, I'll try to explain our pricing maybe a little bit. We will take advantage of this question. We're trying to make the pricing as easy to understand, as seamless, as not complex as possible. Okay, and let's take the giants in the industry, in the market. Apple, Google, all those. I'm using iCloud. Okay, so I'm paying according to the storage, and it's super simple. I know that according to the storage I'm using, I'm paying. I have packages according to that. We can make it way more complex and say, okay, let's limit the hours of streaming. Let's limit this. Let's limit that. We're trying to avoid that as much as possible and take just the storage as the thing that, according to this, you can determine the package you need. Okay? And what I like about storage, that it allows you to delete if you don't need to. If you don't need your data to be stored in Evmux, delete it and you don't have to upgrade. Okay, same thing for your Google account, same thing for your Apple account, right? Your iCloud account. If you're deleting pictures, you don't need to upgrade. In Evmux, if you're deleting recordings, you don't need to upgrade. But if you are willing to have your data, media files, whatever it is stored in Evmux, storage costs money for us as well, right? So we cannot allow ourselves to lose money, and we are not into saying things like, okay, it will be deleted automatically in 14 days. I don't think it's our place to tell you when it will be deleted. You are grown-ups, and you can decide if you want it to be stored or you want it to be deleted. And that's why this is the way we decided to do it. If you don't want to use the storage and you want to save money, you can delete it yourself. If you do want it to be stored, of course, you will have to upgrade. I think it makes sense. Of course, we are totally open to feedback. If you think that our pricing should be changed here and there, let us know. At the end of the day, we want to sell and we want to be clear for you, so you will just know what you pay for, and it will be just reasonable. So I hope it's like that now. But if you have any comments, feedback, let us know.
Yeah, just let us know. And just really quickly, came in super clutch. I think Imagine Studio asked a question. I was able to reply back inside of Evmux to YouTube and share the YouTube video link to that. So that was really, really, really nice.
I saw
To
that you
have.
are focused on writing something.
Yeah, I was writing something, trying to do it all over here. All right. So the question was, and we can kind of address this here now. Don't need to watch the video all the way through. I am going to make an updated video on how to invite collaborators, because I think in that video the dashboard hadn't been updated yet, so it may be a little bit different of where you find things. But it says here, I know how to invite collaborators. However, my collaborators are having problems to access my sessions. Could you please explain the process collaborators need to follow? So really quick here, for your collaborators, if you know how to invite them, right? So on their end, just to kind of walk you through a little bit of the process, once you're there, once they log into their Evmux account, they're going to see a little icon that's a notification say, hey, Imagine Studios invited you to, and it's going to say the name of the project that you invited them to. Again, this is where the project to project invite it comes in, right? So that's where you got to make sure that when they're inside of their Evmux account and they've accepted the invitation, that they're on the project that has your sessions that you want them to access. Because by default, it may automatically just put them into their own session. Maybe they've never used Evmux, but they created a default project. It may naturally default to that one, so they're not going to see none of your sessions because your sessions are related to the project. So a quick solution would be to ask your collaborators, hey, in your dashboard on the top left-hand side, what is the project that you have selected? And make sure they have the right project selected. And once they do, they click sessions and they'll be able to see all of your actual sessions. So give that a try. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add a lot to that, but that should solve the issue that you may be having.
Yeah, just a quick tip also, supporting people, it allows us to understand what they are doing wrong sometimes, and then also we improve the UI accordingly. But sometimes, some user errors. So we saw people trying to add collaborators to sessions, and then they basically add speakers to the session, and it's not a collaborator. So it might be a mistake there. I'm not saying this is what you did. I'm just talking to everybody. Make sure that when you are adding a collaborator, you're not adding a speaker instead. Adding a collaborator, it's under settings. It's not under the sessions. It's under the settings of a project, because as I said before, collaborator is on a project level and not on a session level. Session level, it's only speakers. So here it's some confusion there sometimes. So make sure you do that. And then, as Anthony said, make sure that your collaborators, first of all, they have an account in Evmux. So they create a user in Evmux free of charge. And then, as Anthony said, top right corner, they should have notifications. So under notification, they also should get an email inviting them. But if they didn't get it, whatever, under notification, they should see an invitation to your project. And then clicking on that will basically direct them to your project. Also, top left corner, they can see their project list, and also make sure they see the list there. If all of the above, it didn't work, then reach out to us to the support and we'll see what's blocking them from seeing it, but it should work flawlessly.
Yeah, and it should. And like I said, that video kind of goes through a little bit of the process of what the collaborator sees on their end as well. But again, you may have to kind of move things around a little bit because the dashboard has changed. So that is a video that is currently being updated as we speak. So we have a question here from the Mix Club. It says, I've been gone for a bit. Any updates or new on the audio bit rate?
Yeah. So good question. We did a lot of updates there. Two things. First of all, we had people that they had issues with the Roadcaster and kind of external audio mixers, whatever, in Evmux. So what we did, we improved the way we use the whatever it's called, I forgot all the time, noise suppression. And then it should work by default for you. If it doesn't, try to play around, turn on, off the noise suppression, and it should work for you if you're using Roadcaster Pro or any other external audio mixer. Another thing we did for the Pro version, I don't think we announced it yet, but for Pro users, we upgraded the audio bitrate. Okay, Again, for a lot of people, even me myself, I don't even notice this change. But for people that really are really sensitive for audio quality,
Right.
we have a client that he's using his account in Evmux for live singing,
Yeah.
okay? Or we have a lot of churches that also in the church it's a lot of music involved, right? In
Nice.
the worships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for them it is a big game changer. Like the quality, they told us, listen, it's a game changer for us.
Yeah. And I see.
Um, so definitely people that the audio is important for them. We have free trials now, so you can free
Right.
trial the Pro. Maybe it's a good opportunity to say that
Right.
we have free trials for people that they didn't know. Use the free
Hmm.
trial 7 days free of charge. You can cancel it anytime, so you won't be charged if you are not willing to after the 7 days. So you
Right.
can go Pro and try our audio quality, and
Hmm.
also contact with us. Like if
Yeah.
audio is something really important for you and you are really sensitive to that, you might be able to help us to improve that even more.
Right.
So
Correct.
tell us what you think about the audio quality, and let's talk again. If you are not happy with
Yeah.
the results, let us know.
Yeah, and Iran jumped in here as well and said that the Pro Plan has 320 KB bit rate as well in there. So, and then he answered Mix Club's question. He said, "Is there a way for me to get free access to it?" Again, the free trial is going to give you seven
Yeah.
days to be able to experiment with it, test it, see, get the experience of it, and if it meets your needs, then you can just continue with the plan. So our next question here came in. Grandma Joe's in the house. Grandma Joe, welcome,
Yay!
welcome.
Hello,
All
hello.
right. So the world, according to Fox, says, if you have an audio guest only and wish to have an image on screen, is there a way to have a waveform appear with a silhouette rather than just a blank space? It's a good
Yeah,
question.
yeah. I think I don't know if it's you that asked it in the group, but we had someone asking it in the group this week.
Right.
So what you can do with the process, it's easy. You can just put a picture, you can put a video, whatever it is, to cover the video
Right.
feed that basically is no video. So it will
That's
be just
there. Right.
that is there. Another option is for speakers. You can
To add them
upload
as a speaker, a
an
picture.
avatar,
Hmm.
but a picture, but it won't be. It will be animated in a way that when you are talking, it's like doing like
Yeah,
that.
I
You
can
know?
I can go ahead and disable my camera now to see what that experience looks like.
Yeah,
So
let's
if
do
I
it.
disable my camera,
Exactly.
so this is what you would see the world according to Fox. So it is kind of a waveform because you see the audio moving around, kind of similar to what you see on Clubhouse, what you see on Twitter Spaces, which is you see the face of the person and you see the audio moving on the background. And to be able to add the picture, you want to add them as a speaker to your session and upload a profile picture of them to be able to have the waveform. If you use a graphic if you use a graphic on top of it, you're not gonna see the audio moving around the graphic. So, but I hope that addresses. Anything else you wanted to add there? Anything else, a lot?
Yeah, no, I had a problem with my
Oh,
AirPods.
okay.
But now I hear you.
All
Anyways,
right. Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't hear the last sentence, but I think that what you can also do is maybe use what Anthony just did, but use our
yeah.
cropping thing. And then if you crop,
Right.
you
Yeah.
can try to make only maybe the gray area is a little bit distracting
Right.
you or you don't
Yeah.
want it. So you can put an overlay, like a picture on top of it, and then do the
Right.
cropping and play around a little bit so it will be basically only the circle
Right.
of the picture and this waveform available. So with the process you can achieve that for sure. It's
Yeah.
just
100%.
playing with it a little bit.
Yeah, and the biggest things here is that this is the beautiful thing. Like if we were to go ahead and disable my camera, you would be able to, like if I were to transition, you can kind of tweak this as you like, to be able to kind of make the adjustments, to be able to see how it is that you want it to actually appear. But for the most part, you can just see there that I just simply just use the cropping feature inside of Evmux to be able to go ahead and crop myself. And you could do that. So that's a great idea. And then I just went ahead and uncropped it. Again, that's the beautiful power of being able to edit while you're live, and be able to make adjustments on the fly. You can see how I turned off my lower thirds as well, so I can just enable it, apply. and then be able to transition back over, and my lower third should come back on the screen there. Okay, so we have some good questions coming in here. So let me see here. Okay, so we got a question here from In the Basement. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, here it is, a question. It says, Lad, I sent you some screen animations and you said you guys would make a video on it to see what I was telling you and that I can't utilize them during stream. Will we get that video? Basement, let me know where you sent the animations to. I haven't got any animations, so I don't know if you sent it to info@evmux.com or you sent it to me via Messenger, but let me know. So I can take a look at it because I definitely don't want to go without making the video for you, especially if something that was promised, but I haven't gotten the animation. So I just want to make sure that it was sent to the correct destination. So got a question from Imagine Studio. It says, question, this is what I was asking, and thank you. And like a lot said, I added them in the project. Can the collaborator create a new session in the project, or do I have to make that? Yes.
They can.
The collaborator has pretty much almost the same access as you do. They just can't go into your settings, see your billing, see your personal details information, but they can do everything inside of a project that you would be able to do. They can delete a session. They can go ahead and create a session. They can go ahead and manage it. They can do everything that you need them to do. So once you add them, they can pretty much take over that project and do everything that you need them to do with no limitations. So
100%.
Perfect.
Nothing to add.
Yeah, nothing to add. All right, there we go. All right, so we got a question here from Lockheed. It says, is there going to be GIF support for overlays soon?
I think that it's there, and if not, I remember 100%. Me and the dev team, we talked about it, and they promised me they're going to edit very, very soon. So if it's not there yet, Eran, watching, maybe you can elaborate. But if it's not there, thank you for asking, and it will be there very, very soon. Because basically we have it, we support it. It's just it wasn't updated. That's it.
Perfect. So we got a question here from In the Basement. I'm actually pulling up and grabbing the video for you to be able to share. I'm actually going to abuse the mess out of this responding to comments using the feature. But it says here, question, can we simulcast with Evmux? Because with my podcast, I have collaborators that have a YouTube as well and want to be able for their audience and my audience to see and comment on their show from their show. So 100%. Actually made a video on this simply because of that same scenario where somebody was asking, I think it was actually Grandma Joe, where you can actually go ahead and share. I'm trying to see here. Here it is. Share your stream with a speaker. So here's the video here. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the chat here for you so you can be able to watch it. This is super convenient to be able to do this.
In short, I can just explain that two ways to do that. First, you get from your guest the costume RTMP, the RTMP details, and you add their destination as a costume RTMP in your Evmux. Another way, if you really want to get the comments and everything and basically being integrated with their YouTube account, let's take YouTube as an example, you'll have to add them as collaborators. Then they go in as collaborators to the studio and they can add the YouTube channel themselves.
Right.
And then during the show, they can come as guests. They don't have to be with you on the studio. You just need them once in the studio just to set up their YouTube as a broadcasting channel. And then also the comments and everything will come through your Evmux account when the show is live. So those are the main two options, but you can see it on the great video that Anthony created 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, 100%. And I just went ahead and dropped it in the chat. So you can go ahead and click that link, and that's going to take you directly to the video that can go ahead and walk you through getting it all set up. So it says here, the Mix Club says, great, this might just been the ticket. I have lots of friends that are doing live band shows. Glad I asked, almost didn't. And then just a follow up, it says, thanks, got to get going. I will test it out this week and let you know how it works. Be safe. Perfect, man. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Take care. Take care.
All right, so let's see here. Okay, so Imagine Studio, just make sure I didn't miss any questions, says, I live stream using Evmux and simulcast to my online radio station with the Pro session. The new support for Rodecaster, which I use, is awesome, but I have trouble with my Video Mixer Live Pro 1. So let us know kind of what issue you're kind of encountering. Like I said, either let us know inside of the Facebook group or send us a direct email to info@evmux.com. That way we can kind of take a look at to see what kind of issues. We had somebody in the Facebook group with the new Macs. They allowed continuity where your iPhone can now be used as a webcam. And I know somebody was having issues having it picked up, but it was actually a few settings that need to be tweaked inside of Google Chrome itself to allow the communication to happen between the iPhone, and the settings inside the Mac with Evmux. So could just be a few setting tweak and adjustments to be able to make it work. So just reach out to us for sure.
I think that for this kind of questions, and that's a general note, it's amazing to use the Facebook group. Why?
Yeah.
Because in the Facebook community, we have people that they're doing stuff that we're not even doing.
Yeah.
Like Darius
Yeah.
is a great example, but not
Yeah.
only him. And sometimes those people, they just know about settings here and there in their computer that
Right.
help them to solve issues.
Right.
And we know everything about Evmux, but sometimes it's not even Evmux. It's a computer here and there. So
Right.
then we are also on the Facebook group, of course. So we will be able to help, but more people are
Right.
using it and seeing it.
Yeah.
So just, the chances are higher that together as a community, we will find a solution. Also, think about it for the future. People that going to the group, they can do search in the future and say, oh, someone already answered it in the past.
Right.
So I really love the Facebook group for this kind of questions. So please use it and let's take it from there.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, it also helps because other people may have the question in the future can also see that it was addressed and responded. So yeah, we'll definitely start pushing questions to the Facebook group as priority over the email 100%. So we got Lockheed did kind of also help in the basement. He said this is also a thing here, right? This is somebody in our community that's helping another person in our community because they've done the experience. So yes, you can. And why does he know? Because he's doing it. I stream to 3 YouTube channels at the same time, but you need the guest YouTube details to fully connect to YouTube for the chat. For stream only, no chat, use RMTP. So yes, that is a 2 differentiating factor. If you use RTMP, no chat access. If they log in with their credentials, you then get access to their chat. So yeah, good thing there. So let's see here. We have, I sent this, it looks like in the basement, send the details to your email a lot. And so let's see here. So this is a great question. This is something that we answer quite frequently. And I think that I'm gonna put you on the big screen by yourself. And then we'll clip this, and I'm gonna make sure that I have it as a clip inside of the thing. But
it's not in my studio, man.
Not in your studio. We'll wait. We'll do that. But that's a great idea to have something like that. But I think this is a great question to answer. Why Evmux? And I think we should go ahead and address that. I'm gonna put you on the screen solo, and let's go ahead and break it down for people.
All right. I'm excited to be solo on the screen to answer this one. So pretty simple. EV is a shortcut for events, and this is our background. And when we really started Evmux, it was, really in the pandemic when we started to develop it, and virtual events were all over the place. So it started EV as events, while Mux is a shortcut for multiplexer. And that's basically what you are doing when you do the live streaming and creating content in the studio. You're taking a lot of components together, mixing them, multiplexing, streaming it out as one amazing looking stream. So that's Evmux. That's the reason. I hope you liked it. And if not, I don't care. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man, that was good. That was great. I love it. In the basement says, I appreciate all of you 100%. This is a community, and I think this is the biggest thing that we try to kind of point out is the fact that none of this could be possible without you, the users, people trying out Evmux, asking questions, giving us feedback. This is why we're able to go ahead and improve, and this is why we're super excited for our live booster event that's coming up in January. So many great speakers, so much knowledge to be shared, so many ways to be able to kick off 2023 the right way, having some information and knowledge to be able to grow your brand, your live stream, your podcast, and your business as a whole, so you can create more impact in the world. So we're super excited that people are utilizing Evmux to be able to share their message. Again, there's a lot of support things that are coming about. Our Facebook group is continuing to grow. So if you haven't joined our our Facebook group yet, make sure that you do. The link it's going to be at just put create.evmux.com/Facebook group, or just go to Facebook and type in Evmux, and you'll see they'll say the official Evmux group for you to be able to join. We have here the red says great work. We have Darius says love this community. It's great. I mean, when you see that inside of the Facebook group, you have people that are responding to each other, that are saying, hey, I tried this, or hey, tried this. Or we have this ability to say, hey, we know somebody who experienced this. Let's bring them into the conversation and let's all connect together so we can learn together. So it's been super, super, super powerful for that. Again, for anybody who's coming in new to Evmux, look out here in the next week or so. We'll start producing some onboarding training where we'll bring you on and kind of do a walkthrough, kind of educate you and kind of just get you really started so when you feel super confident after that training session to go in there and start live streaming or recording content within inside of Evmux. So really excited about that. Any final thoughts that you may have, Alad, to add before we get ready to wrap up?
I love it. I love it that I can join to these town halls from anywhere, even with a very, very bad internet. And I also see that what we talked with the developers works. Like we find, the internet connection is not something that we in Evmux we can do a lot with, but there are things here and there that we can do to try to make the stability as high as we can. And it looks like the developers, they are doing a great job. I feel way more stable as a speaker now with a very bad internet. And this is where the problem's starting, because if your internet is just amazing, no problems. But then, okay, what the system can do if the internet is not amazing. And it looks like we're getting way better than the past. So I'm excited. I think that the future is bright, and I hear the feedback. Growing this community, being here every week, excited with crazy vibes, good energy. I just enjoy it, man. So enjoy the journey and keep going. Thank you, everyone.
I love that. I love that. And we have Imagine Studio says here, look, I've been streaming my artist interviews for more than a year and have been using Evmux since it launched, which was back in January. We're almost reaching our 1-year anniversary since it launched, and I can vouch for the service, and I am very satisfied. That means a lot to us because just like Alad just said, we're spending so much time to ensure that the platform is stable and consistent and able to be utilized. We know we guys want features, and we will be releasing those features, but we also want to make sure that the features that are currently in use can be utilized, right? And the platform can be. So it's super important that those that have been with us since the beginning can see that we're working really hard to try to improve every single day to try to make the platform as best as possible. We have here the world's Corner Fox said Evmux at NAB in Vegas. They want to see us at another event. That podcast movement event was
hopefully.
Good.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't even know when NAB in Vegas is. I know that it's a big event, but honestly, I didn't have the time to really dive into it. Maybe. We'll see.
Right. It's an opportunity. And Crazy Red says, I had a thought about recording a behind the scenes video during one of my upcoming sessions. Not sure if people will be interested in that. I think 100%.
For sure.
Because as a remote producer, we have a lot of remote producers. So being able to showcase a behind the scene video that you can share with us, even in our Facebook group, or even share to us and we can send it out to our users. I think it's a great experience to see kind of how somebody is using Evmux and how, because just little things can trigger. So I believe that if there's nobody interested, me and Alad are interested, and I think having 1 or 2 people that are interested is more than enough motivation to be able to create that, because we ourselves would love to be able to see your workflow and how you're utilizing Evmux to see if we can learn something from you that can improve the platform as well. So really, really excited about that. Lucky says the Evmux is going great, just some small tweaks and it's perfect. Keep on doing the good work. 100%. Small tweaks lead to giant peaks. So with that being said, again, if you missed any questions or think of a question last minute, make sure you jump into the Facebook group, jump in there. If there's any questions you may have, we have tons of tutorials on our YouTube channel teaching you. And if you have any ideas for videos, feel free to send them out to us. But with that being said, what do we always say, Alad?
That we'll see you all in the next one.
I love it. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, I'm live. That was easy.